News Channel 15 presents The Film Reel, the talk show where we discuss everything going on in the world of movies and television, with host Bryce West. This is The Film Reel. Hello and welcome into The Film Reel, the talk show where we discuss everything going on in the world of movies and television. I am Bryce West. Unfortunately, Kane Jones was unable to join us this week, but we still have a pretty action-packed episode for you all. We're going to be talking about Kung Fu Panda 4, but first we're going to take a look at the box office report for this week and last week.
So the showrunner, creator, and co-host of The Film Reel, Bryce West, did not want to share with me that he and Kane were taking the week off last week. So I made a box office report anyways for you all, and now you have two box office reports back to back, just for your pleasure. Here's the box office report of the first weekend of March. Coming in number 5 is Madam Web, directed by S.J. Clarkson and starring Dakota Johnson. In 2003, a man found power from a spider bite, but his dreams show his own demise. His only hope is to destroy those who will take his life before they gain powers of their own. The only thing stopping him, though? A New York metropolis paramedic with a knack for clairvoyance and red leather. The film brought in $3.1 million, dropping 46.5% from last weekend. Coming in number 4 is The Chosen, Season 4, Episodes 7 and 8, directed by Dallas Jenkins and starring Shahar Isaac and Jonathan Rumi. In the final 2 episodes of Season 4 of The Chosen, Jesus brings Lazarus back to life and sets off a chain of events that will lead to his own death. These 2 episodes opened with $3.2 million. Coming in number 3 is Ordinary Angels, directed by John Gunn and starring Hilary Swank. Inspired by an incredible true story, this film is about a hairdresser who single-handedly rallies an entire community to help a widowed father save the life of his critically ill young daughter. The film opened with $3.7 million, dropping 39.4% from last weekend. Coming in number 2 is Bob Marley, One Love, directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green and starring Kingsley Ben-Adir. This film shares the story of how reggae icon Bob Marley overcame adversity through the journey behind his own revolutionary music. This film brought in $7.4 million, dropping 44.8% from last weekend. In my dreams, I see possible futures all at once. Each one has led towards the same path, the same film at the number 1 spot. Dune Part 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve and starring Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Javier Bardem, Rebecca Ferguson, and Austin Butler. Paul Atreides joins the Fremen to fight against the Harkonnens, avenge his family's name, and free the planet. The film opened with $82.5 million. Oh wow, this segment's going really long, and I haven't even covered the other weekend yet, so, lightning round! Number 5 is Bob Marley, One Love with $4 million. It's a musical biopic about Bob Marley. Number 4 is Cabrini with $7.1 million. It's a historical biopic about a nun. Number 3 is Imaginary with $9.9 million. It's a horror movie about an imaginary friend. Number 2 is Dune Part 2 with $46.2 million. It's a sci-fi war film about politics, and it's somehow not boring. Number 1 is Kung Fu Panda 4 with $57.9 million. It's the 4th film about a panda who knows Kung Fu. Skadoosh. Ugh. For The Film Reel, I'm Ian Lloyd.
Whew. I'm glad we were able to get through all of that. Thank you to Ian Lloyd for working on our week off and then also giving us that lightning round. We're only going to talk about this week's stuff. Sorry, Ian, my bad for all that. That's okay. Just remember who's the boss around here. All right. But anywho, Bob Marley, One Love, coming in at number 5. That's one that's stuck around for quite a while. It doesn't really seem to have been going anywhere. I mean, it did take a pretty steep drop from 2 the week before to 5 this week, but 3 movies did come out this week, at least major releases in the top 5. So I could definitely understand Bob Marley dropping from 2 to 5 there. I think it makes sense. It's been out for a while. Cabrini in number 4. I was unfamiliar with this film. It's a biopic. I was unfamiliar with Cabrini, who the film is about, but that comes out at number 4. with $7.1 million. And then number 3 is Imaginary, a horror film. Those tend to do not, blockbuster numbers, but still fairly well. Dune Part 2 dropping down from 1 to 2. This is quite interesting. Obviously, Kung Fu Panda is a very major release. It's a kids movie. I feel like which means a lot more people are going to be able to go see Kung Fu Panda 4 over Dune. It's not like you're going to be taking, little Jimmy to go see Dune Part 2, I don't think. So I think Kung Fu Panda 4 makes sense at number 1, with Dune Part 2 being a number 2. However, I am interested to see if it stays that way. There aren't really any super major releases coming out this weekend. So I could see, right now my prediction is that the box office top 5 is probably going to stay pretty much the same. However, I could see Dune Part 2 maybe coming back up to number 1, just because word of mouth on this film has been so incredible. However, Kung Fu Panda 4 has been received fairly well too. So I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and after this, we're going to talk about Kung Fu Panda 4 and how well it's been received.
News Channel 15 on Roku TV. With a Roku-compatible device, News Channel 15 is within your reach. Simply access your Roku TV menu and scroll until you find an Add Channel selection. In the search bar, type Cablecast Screenweave and a green icon should appear. Select this app and choose to add channel to your device's main menu. Once Screenweave has downloaded, open the app and scroll through channels to find News Channel 15. News Channel 15, available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back into the film reel. Right now we're going to be talking about Kung Fu Panda 4. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see the film quite yet, but is actually reviewing quite well. It's at around a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a pretty good score, especially compared to Megamind: The Doom Syndicate, which came out only a few weeks earlier, also by DreamWorks, and it got 10%. It seems like it's one of the worst DreamWorks movies ever made, Megamind that is, but Kung Fu Panda 4 is actually fairly well received, and it's quite interesting. I can't say that I'm quite surprised because the Kung Fu Panda franchise has been, fairly well received throughout its entire run. However, I just thought that, maybe people would be tired of it. We've already gotten 3 Kung Fu Panda movies. I wasn't quite sure what else they could really do with another Kung Fu Panda movie, but it seems like people have really liked it. People are going out to the theater to see it. I think that's quite interesting, and I think that shows that we've talked about unnecessary sequels a lot on the show here recently, but here's the dealio. People are going to go see them. I'm not saying that Kung Fu Panda 4 is an unnecessary sequel by any means. Again, haven't seen it, so I can't say that for certain. But actually, it seems like it's doing fairly well. I don't know. I mean, it seems to be that a lot of the times these sequels are what make these companies the money, the franchises, the sequels, the prequels, and all that. But then last year we reviewed a film called Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken by DreamWorks, and it performed absolutely horribly. A new original property for DreamWorks. And I think that, especially with the successes of something like Kung Fu Panda 4, I think original stories are really going to start kind of going down the drain, and we're just going to be kind of sticking with what sticks, and Kung Fu Panda, it seems like it sticks. People are still going to see these films in 2024. I definitely think it sounds like we're getting a Kung Fu Panda 5 after this. I mean, Jack Black seems to love doing these movies, so I don't know why they would stop. But yeah, it seems like, people are enjoying the film. A lot of people have gone to go see it. So if you haven't gone and seen it yet, seems like a good place to go, especially if you have kids. Now, I would still probably suggest Dune Part 2 is probably going to be the better film. Dune Part 2 is pretty much a masterpiece. Kung Fu Panda 4 might be, though. I don't know. But if you have kids, it seems like this is an absolutely really fun time. So it seems like definitely go check out Kung Fu Panda 4. But to wrap up today's show, we're going to be talking about a little bit of some weird news. X-Men 97, the new television series, is coming out on Disney Plus next week. However, Disney and Marvel have just fired the creator of the show only a week or so before the premiere. We'll talk about that after this break.
Don't miss out when Ancient Aliens Live lands in a town near you. The Out of This World Tour continues with 15 new dates announced across the country. Hear from the experts of Ancient Aliens live and in person.
All of you are on this journey with all of us together.
Get your tickets now at ancientaliensLiveTour.com.
Ancient Aliens Live, Project Earth lands at Victory Theater. Tickets on sale now at the Ford Center ticket office and Ticketmaster.com.
News Channel 15, winner of the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Award for the nation's best community college TV station.
Welcome back into the film reel. X-Men 97 premieres next week. It is the revival of the popular 90s X-Men, the animated series. And this show looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, the way that they've, combined 3D animation style with 2D animation style. I mean, it looks like they took the 1990s animated series and just made it in 2024, which is pretty much exactly what this is. So that's great. I haven't seen the entire X-Men the animated series. I've actually started watching it so I could get ready for this show. But I've loved what I've seen of the original series so far, and I am really excited to check out what's going on here with this new X-Men 97 revival series. And people who have seen the first few episodes have really, really loved it. So that gets me really excited for the show. However, one weird thing has happened, and that the creator of the show has been completely removed from Marvel, from working on the show, and I guess so it's a little unclear exactly what has happened, because I mean, for a major corporation like Marvel to fire their creator only a week before their show comes out sounds pretty crazy. There's a lot of rumors going on, and I don't really want to add fuel into that fire, especially so because some of that might be inappropriate to be talked about on this show. As of right now, it doesn't seem like there's anything criminal that he's been accused of. It is a very weird situation, though, to see something like this, especially only 2 weeks before the show comes out, for them just to completely remove this person with basically no statement as to what's going on. I really hope that this isn't some sort of criminal activity, and it is more of what is being said online. As of right now, what I've seen online is there's been no criminal activity, as to this person and other people. Now, I'm assuming something might have happened legally that could have gotten him removed from this show. I don't know. It's a very weird situation. He's not allowed to do any press for the show. It's very, very bizarre, but the show is being received very well. So I don't know. I guess check out X-Men 97. I mean, it doesn't seem like any of the future seasons will have the same person in charge. So I don't know. This is really, really a bizarre situation. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like that. But with that being said, we'll maybe have some updates on this later on, and I might have a review of X-Men 97 whenever it comes out. But with that being said, we're going to end off the show here. Thank you all so much for watching, and tune in next week for awesome film reel goodness.